All right, y'all, let's overreact to the first week of the NBA season. I'm just going to go through some bullet points, some notes that I have taken down. Yes, I was taking notes watching these games. Interesting start so far. Of course, it's a week. Can't glean too much from it, but there are some things to keep track of and things to bring up because what else are we going to talk about? It's the first week of the season. Let's talk about the first week. This is not going to be big picture stuff, just simple things to talk about. First, let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks, a team that I highlighted that I was very high on the consensus going into the season, but specifically Jayson Daniels, because Jayson Daniels is becoming one of those players that you don't think is going to be a big piece of a trade, and then you find out pretty quickly, oh no, he's going to be a big part of this team and a big reason why the Hawks won that DeJounte Murray trade. Jayson Daniels, whenever he got minutes with the Pelicans, showed immediately that he had first-team all-defense potential, and now that he is starting, he has showed his worth, averaging over 13 points a game, nearly 5 rebounds, and they are giving him the ball and letting him do on-ball stuff, which is pretty interesting, averaging nearly 3 assists per game, but really, I didn't expect him to start. Going into the year, I thought Bogdanović was going to come off the bench and DeAndre Hunter would start at the 3, then Jalen Johnson and Capella, obviously, all surrounding Trae Young. But no, they're putting in Jayson Daniels, and he has showed that with more minutes, his impact just increases. Nearly 3 steals a game, has been disruptive. In the Nets and Hornets games, Jayson Daniels was just letting guys drive by him and then using his long arms to poke the ball out to start transition. I talked about why the DeJounte Murray trade was a good thing for the Hawks to get out of, and Jayson Daniels is skyrocketing up to the top of the list as the reasons why, and the Pelicans are going to regret that trade. All right, and then we're going to move on to the defending champs, and specifically Jayson Tatum's jumper. Man, we really bullied Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum to come in with a chip on their shoulder after winning the championship. Legitimate gripes, by the way, with the whole Olympic stuff. But Jayson Tatum's jumper was the topic of conversation. It faded in the playoffs, specifically in the finals, and in the Olympics, he did not make a single jump shot attempt that he took. I believe he was like 0 of 16 on jumpers or something like that. Got a few DMPs, and we really bullied this man into fixing his jump shot. He did like this little wave with like his upper body as he would bring his arms up to shoot the ball, and that little hitch wave thing, that's mostly gone. He's just shooting straight up and down. That shot looks clean, and my God, did we just bully Jayson Tatum into leveling up. And I said before the season, I had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as my preseason MVP pick, and then I named some usual suspects like Doncic, Jokic, etc. But I did have the caveat that Jayson Tatum could crash this party. And so far, 33 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 55% shooting, 48% on threes. Obviously, small sample size, but it is clear Jayson Tatum worked out whatever mechanical issues he had with that jump shot. And my God, the Celtics look scary. From the defending champs to the former defending champs, I wanted to talk about the Denver Nuggets a little bit because I'm not going to sound the alarm, but there are some concerning things that I think could develop as the season goes on. As you guys know, the talent drained the last few years since winning the championship. I think it's going to catch up this year a little bit, even though I put the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, though that was more of a fun prediction than anything. But it is concerning, and it's not just the bench, which objectively, out of the Jokic era, even like the benches with Facu Campazzo on the bench and stuff like that, this could be the worst collection of bench guys in the Jokic era, and specifically with Russell Westbrook in the fold and Dario Saric, who, if he didn't get this deal, honestly, and I love the homie, former process Sixer, I don't know if he would still be in the league. But it's not just the bench that's bad. It has a trickle-down effect because I wonder if Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray not necessarily will take a step back, but if their performances are going to be inconsistent in any long period of time during this season, the Nuggets could be in trouble because they really, more than ever now, need their core four to prop up this team. Because when Jokic goes to the bench, it's a fucking disaster. Story of Jokic's Nuggets career, right? But now you got Michael Porter Jr., who I'm sure he's going to be shooting 39%, 40% from three. But if he's going to be more inconsistent this year, if Jamal Murray is going to be up and down with his play too, because the game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? It looked like he couldn't get by anybody. The tough shots that we know Jamal Murray is really good at making weren't falling. But then there's games like the Clippers where the shot is falling. He's getting to the rim. He's getting to the free throw line. If Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.'s variance is wider than normal this season, the Nuggets could really be in trouble, because then you look beyond the starting five, which includes Christian Braun, by the way, who I think can provide different things than what KCP provided, but you can tell defense is already in the first two games at least just don't respect his shooting, which cramps the space for Jokic when you already have Aaron Gordon on the floor. If the starting five doesn't perform at a very good level and then they have to go to that bench, the Nuggets are going to be in trouble for a lot of games no matter how great Jokic is. So the Phoenix Suns are willing to take a lot more threes. They are 8th in three-point frequency right now, according to Cleaning the Glass. I'm not looking at, the total averages of this many three-point attempts per game or this many makes per game. All that matters right now, at least this early in the season, is the frequency. And Mike Budenholzer does this, man. He has a philosophy. He fixes whatever problems the previous regime's offense was, and he installs his philosophy of taking more threes. You still have Durant, Booker, and Beal, so you're still going to get some mid-range shots, but the shot diet is changing. While the Phoenix Suns' offensive rating right now is only like middle of the road, I expect that to get better as the season goes on. Obviously, small sample size, but at the very least, they have shown that they are committed to taking more threes because it opens a lot more things on the floor. Interestingly enough, the Tyus Jones and Monty Morris signings, they have been good for Phoenix. You could see in stretches of the games where, the offense looks more organized, getting the ball to Durant specifically, who has been fantastic to start the year. Booker's kind of had a weird start to the season, but he's still getting the ball in his spots. So is Bradley Beal, but they are still turning the ball over a little bit too much. But I expect that to iron out as the season goes on. It's a new coach, but just take a note of that. Phoenix Suns, right now, 8th in three-point frequency. Now let's talk about the contender out west, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This start should be terrifying the rest of the West. They don't even have Isaiah Hartenstein. They have no weakness on the floor in terms of offense. Everybody can shoot, everybody can drive, pass, kick. But the thing that has happened in these first three games is that Chet Holmgren has leveled up in a way where you may have to think about or rethink what the Thunder's already high ceiling could be this season. The handle looks better. He has a better feel for the game passing-wise. He's cutting into open spaces. He looks like he got a little bit stronger. He did stand up Jokic a few times last Tuesday night. If Chet Holmgren has leveled up like this, there is no telling how good this Thunder team could be. Because Isaiah Hartenstein, they did some interesting things with him in the preseason, with dribble handoffs, with Chet Holmgren and shit. The Thunder could just throw out a bunch of weird, different wrinkles that will just destroy the rest of the NBA. Because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been ridiculous to start the year. They have size across the board, switchability. Their offense hasn't even gotten up to snuff yet, but their defense right now is ridiculous. The fact that the Thunder are playing this well right now, and you just know they haven't even played to their full potential yet, that's a scary thought. One more bullet point. I had a few more, but for video's sake, I'm just going to keep it to one more, just a sixth one here. Bravo, JJ Redick. Bravo. I don't know how good of a coach he'll be, but he has already proven, he has already passed the litmus test of better than Darvin Ham. The offense looks organized. He has committed, like he has said multiple times, to giving the ball to Anthony Davis in multiple spots on the floor as a hub. And then when the game gets close, like it was against the Sacramento Kings, like it was against the Timberwolves or trying to come back against the Phoenix Suns, the offense gets simplified. And it becomes, we're going to ram LeBron James, Anthony Davis pick and rolls down your throat until you can stop it. And most of the time, they can't stop it. Also, bravo to JJ Redick for not taking 5,500 games to figure out that the best starting lineup that you have is D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, and Anthony Davis. Not doing this weird shit like bringing Austin Reeves off the bench. JJ Redick also using Austin Reeves a lot as a ball handler, by the way. And LeBron James is still incredible. The Lakers so far have seemed to buff out the edges of what was a 46-win 10 seed last year. We cannot forget that. But it was very clear Darvin Ham was hamstringing this team. Even like with basic shit that the casual fan can even point out, like the usage of timeouts. He's drawing up beautiful plays for Dalton Connect too, realizing that sometimes D'Angelo Russell, when he doesn't have it, Gabe Vincent is in the game. But JJ Redick is coaching his ass off, and he's got these Lakers playing well. And we'll see if it keeps up. If it does, he's going to be in the running for Coach of the Year, I guarantee you that. A lot of the media is going to put him in the running for Coach of the Year, and deservedly so. Because going into the season, I thought this team was going to be a play-in team again, but they got him playing different.